Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and good morning. Thank you for coming to this dedication for the Air Force Public Affairs Hall of Fame. We'd like to thank Colonel Richard McNorton, the Commandant here at DINFOS. He could not be with us today. Lieutenant Colonel Bender will be representing him, but the current and previous leadership here at DINFOS has been most supportive of our display and supporting us. It's been a multi-year project, so we are thankful for that support and keeping us in good shape in that regard. The Hall of Fame wall display that you'll see later on was constructed by LSDI Signs and Exhibits. Their program manager, Chris Stone, and Cameron Fuller are the brainchilds for that. Gentlemen, are you here? They are not, but we thank them for their creativity and patience as we went through the process to make sure we indeed had a good exhibit. Ladies and gentlemen, now please stand for the playing of the national anthem and remain standing for a brief invocation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to acknowledge and give thanks for generations of men and women, officers, enlisted, civilians, and contractors who have served the public information needs of the United States Air Force. We are thankful for the freedom that we enjoy in this country to be able to use our talents in communicating, to tell the multiple stories in words and images of our military service. Our Hall of Fame honors communicators, but each one of them in turn has honored the men and women who have and are serving. And I believe blue is still our favorite color. Today we honor those individuals who have made outstanding contributions in war and peace to the American public, to inform the American public and many around the world about the United States Air Force. We are grateful today for the gathering and for the freedom that we support. In my tradition, I conclude, amen. Please be seated. Our first speaker today is Eric Schneibel, who's the president of the Air Force Public Affairs Association. Eric?
Thanks so very much, Clem. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? All right. Well, let me give a shout out to Brigadier General Heritage, Lieutenant Colonel Bender, Major General retired Pat Ryder, and Brigadier General retired Ron Rand, all honored guests, and most especially our fellow former and active Air Force and Space Force public affairs professionals on this celebrated Earth Day. I'm pleased that we also have our professional colleagues from both the Army and the Navy Public Affairs Associations who've joined us this morning. This is truly a joint operation. Ms. Sherry Lawrence represents the Army and Defense Media Activities Captain Brooke DeWalt, the Navy's Association. I'm also pleased to welcome the family members of our Hall of Fame pioneers, the indomitable Alice Price, and Alice's niece, Joan Lovett, and Joan's daughter, Ricky Lovett, are here to help us honor him. So thank you all for being here with us. It is good for me to be back here at Fort Meade after retiring across the street at DMA 13 years ago. Can't believe it's been that long. After 27 years of service as an Air Force Public Affairs officer. And we all in this room have great memories of our service, the enduring friendships and war stories gained from our collective and rewarding experiences uniform, as well as with our civilian wingmen, shipmates, and battle buddies. I cherish them all. A wiser PIO once proclaimed, "The older we get, the better we were." I think it's true. Anyway, the Air Force Public Affairs Association that I represent as president is a nonprofit organization of both past and present U.S. Air Force, and now inclusive of our Space Force Public Affairs, bands, broadcasting, visual information, and combat camera professionals. We exist to facilitate building rewarding relationships among current and former Air Force Public Affairs professionals, and to advance PA excellence, professional growth, and success, and to foster and celebrate an enduring camaraderie. If you've ever played the fighter pilot game called Combat Billiard Game, known as CRUD, with Ron Rand at a Air Force Public Affairs Worldwide Conference at 3 in the morning, or sang every verse by heart of American Pie and karaoke with Sherry Metters, you can probably attest to that. So good times, and it's great to be amongst you all. But today is indeed a very special day for both our Air Force, Space Force, and our Public Affairs Association membership, as we dedicate this lasting tribute to the men and women whose service and achievements distinguish them as true trailblazers within our Air Force Public Affairs career field. In coordination with the Secretary of Air Force Office of Public Affairs, also known as SAFPA, our AFPAA established the Hall of Fame in 2021 to recognize and honor those leaders who have made significant and lasting contributions to the creation, growth, and operation of the Air Force Public Affairs family of career fields. Since that time, 34 officers, civilians, and enlisted personnel have been inducted to our Hall of Fame. This new wall display we're going to see here this morning highlights our very first, or pioneer class, which was inducted in 2021. We are proud of the handiwork accomplished by LSDA signs and exhibits with the display, which AFPAA funded, to inspire airmen and U.S. Space Force guardians in these DINFOS hallways. You see when we get out there, there's a QR code on the display which provides access to the photos, bios, and background of all our Hall of Fame inductees. And I encourage you all to check it out to learn a little bit more about those leaders who have inspired us. In closing, we're especially grateful to a mentor of mine, Colonel Retired Art Forrester, a fellow AFPAA board member and inductee in the 2024 Hall of Fame class just this last year, for his vision and tenacity to see this passion project through from its initial concept to its dedication here today. And now I'd like to call on our DINFOS Deputy Commandant, Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Bender, representing the Commandant, Colonel McNorton, today for her comments. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, let me get my script out first. Well, thank you, Colonel Sneibel. We appreciate your association putting this on. And thanks to the DVs, our faculty, our students, and all the PA professionals and VI professionals that we see here today. And on behalf of Colonel McNorton, the Defense Media Activity Acting Director, and the DINFOS Commandant, I am proud to welcome the Air Force Hall of Fame to our schoolhouse. First, the Hall of Fame honors the PA All-Stars and Pioneers. Of course, and very well-known pioneer is 5-star General Hap Arnold, the commander of the U.S. Army Air Force during World War II, but he served as one of the first Air Corps information officers in the 1920s, and his brilliant storytelling skills helped in early advocating for making the Air Force a separate branch of service. Second, the Air Force Hall of Fame serves as a valuable reference for today's students and PA and visual information professionals. Their contributions came from all walks, officer, enlisted, civilian, and their impact and accomplishments ranged some of the highest strategic thinking and policy formation to no kidding directly on the battlefield. These PA leaders and pioneers believed in the power of communication and charted a way for our career field. So the Hall of Fame inductees remind us of our past and will inspire our futures. Some of the inductees on the wall and members in this room, like some of the inductees and members in this room, we proudly produce DINFOS trained killers here to achieve information advantage and to win our wars. So strength through truth. And with that, I want to thank the Air Force Association, and I want to introduce Brigadier General Alan Heritage to the stage.
Yeah, right, right. I don't like unlike General Ryder, I do not like the podium. Good morning, everybody. It's great to see everyone here. Kim, thank you. Coach Nibel, Joe Rand, General Ryder, thank you both for being here. It's always a pleasure to be in your presence, but it's also a little nerve-wracking to be speaking in front of the titans of PA that they are. Thanks for having me. This is a huge honor. Like I said, they said, I'm Alan Heritage. I have the privilege of leading public affairs effort for the Air Force and the Space Force. And it is the privilege of a lifetime. This is the job that I hoped I would get to have one day. And to be asked to unveil this huge event, this monument to public affairs pioneers is just honor. I can't explain how much it means to me. Always great coming to DINFOS. It's I think I realized something I didn't realize. I'm the first SAP PA director who actually went to DINFOS on the fort. So it is a special place for me. I did not go to Fort Bend. This is home base for me. I graduated in 1999, and I'm looking at you, LPs. I was here a long time ago, last millennia, and graduated here by the skin of my teeth. I want to thank the people that put this together. Art Forster, Cleb Gaines, Eric Schneibel. This was really Art's vision, but you guys helped put it together, and a piece of our connective tissue, our public affairs professionals in the Air Force. I want to look at the younger folks here that are at DINFOS. This is not so much for us. It's not for the retirees or the colonels and the generals and the chiefs. We know our accomplishments. We don't need to put on a wall. It's for you. This is for you to see yourself one day and to see what can be accomplished once you have graduated from this fine institution. I said that I use the phrase connective tissue. One of the best things about public affairs professionals in the Air Force is to put very tight network. Very tight. I briefed wing commanders that trying to get across the concept that you're going to be advised by someone who's very young, telling you how to do something. Second guess them as a wing commander. Like I said, you should second guess. That's okay, because public affairs professional is that one that is advising you on how to communicate. Not them and themselves alone. They are backed up by one of the tightest networks you've ever seen. That's what this is about. This about tightening that network, establishing a esprit de corps, honoring those who have done great things to pass. So that you think this is for us. You may be on this board one. It goes so fast. So fast. I walked back to this building today, and I remember being a lieutenant at DINFOS. So today, when we take a moment to do this, think about that. Think about it, and I hope you remember what I'm saying here today. So, our chief, colonel, bigger general, whatever, one day down the road, and you're leading the public affairs effort for this great Air Force, that you remember back to the day was somewhere reminded you that you're part of the team. You're not. Got the best network there is. Please remember that, and thanks for being a part of it. I omitted one thanks. Thanks to I don't like to thank Artie a lot. We'll thank Artie and their Public Affairs Alumni Association. They helped craft the vision for this as the team I just mentioned together. With that, let's make this official, and I'll get off the stage. Thank you.
My thanks to General Heritage, Eric, and Lieutenant Colonel Bender for their comments. Okay, now we do the work part. A couple things. We're going to walk in just a minute down to see the display. Where's Senior Master Sergeant Crane? He was here. There we go. All right. Please follow Senior Master Sergeant Crane as a train to go down. We're going to go out the door left and then down right, down to the Air and Space Forces hallway. 2 requirements. First of all, you'll see in your program, we're going to sing the Air Force song. We're going to sing that a cappella. So I need everybody to bring their good voice in that regard. Secondly, when we're done, if you'll step around the corner, we have some refreshments for you brought to us by the Air Force Enlisted Council. These are young airmen who have just finished their training here at DINFOS, and they're on soon to their first duty assignment. Talk to them, see what they learned, see what they enjoyed. More importantly, you may talk to a future Hall of Famer walking around the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This concludes this part of the ceremony. Let's follow Senior Master Sergeant Crane down to the display.